Nona Peltier joined us now in the studio for the Business News. Good evening to you.
Good evening.
We're looking at Westpac New Zealand. They're saying profits are under pressure. Why is that?
Yeah, competition is one reason. The other reason is interest rates. Of course, the lower interest rates has really squeezed their margins because there's only you can only cut so far, really, when you think about, on one hand, they're loaning money, but on the other hand, they're paying interest on deposit. And so that's still costing them something. You can't, that's how it works. So there's a squeeze on the margin between what they're paying in interest and what they're earning in interest. That's one reason. So their interest income was flat. They had some non-interest income,
Right.
like the sale of Paymark for one thing, that helped boost their profits. But basically, their profit was up 3%. Now, I don't know, you're not going to shed any tears here.
No, I was just going to say, I thought ANZ were doing much worse, and Westpac's looked pretty good in comparison.
$964 million was their net profit, so it's still pretty good. And when you look at your cash earnings, it was over $1 billion. So yeah, good result, full year result. That's $1 billion. New Zealand
Doesn't
dollars.
sound like a squeeze to me, no.
Well, it is a squeeze. But nevertheless, they've spent a lot more money on improving their compliance, and they've used technology to do that. So it's just to eliminate any risk of, overcharging customers. So human error, a lot of it's now been automated so that there's checks and balances in place. They were also given 18 months by the RBNZ, the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, to straighten out their risk assessment and compliance with what they call capital reserve. They had not been holding enough in reserve. And anyway, we spoke with David McLean this afternoon, and I asked him about how all of this is shaping up with his result, and this is what he had to say.
I think we've delivered a balanced result in a challenging environment, focused on improving the banking experience and delivering great customer outcomes with investment to back that up. And in an environment where there's really strong competition, and it's a great environment to be a bank customer.
Why so?
Because rates are very low, and all of the banks are investing in delivering better outcomes and guaranteeing better services and products for the customers. So better than it's ever been before.
So in terms of the low level of bad debt, what do you attribute that to?
That's just the strong economy at work. When we're seeing across most sectors in our balance sheet, everyone's doing quite well, and there's very, very low level of defaults. The only ones who are still struggling a bit are dairy farmers, some of whom are only just clearing their costs of production, and so that is creating some stress on them and their families.
And that's the Chief Executive of Westpac New Zealand, David McLean.
And how did they go compared to the Aussie parent company, same name?
So Westpac Group, you're going to now, come on, keep a straight face with me here. They had a disappointing result with a net profit was down 16%. They only made 6.8 billion Australian dollars in the past year.
Wow, 16% lower. How many billion?
6.8.
6.8 billion.
Yeah, the year before they made, over $8 billion, Australian dollars.
Wow.
Now, of course, this bank has been in a bit of trouble, like a number of banks across the Tasman.
Royal Commission.
Yes, indeed. So they're going to be raising 2.5 billion Australian dollars to strengthen their finances and to pay for some of the fallout from the inquiry over there, which was looking at the the misconduct of the financial sector generally, and Westpac was caught up in that.
Right, okay. Now, looking at the markets before you go.
That's right. Now, our market did pretty good today. We rose more than 1/3%. That was up 40 points. That's 40 to 10,802. And our dollar is trading a little bit stronger at 64.6 US cents, 93.3 Australian, stuck in the same rut there with the British pence at 49.9 pence.
Oh, almost there. Hey, thanks so much, Nona. Nona Peltier there with the markets and the latest in the business news.